Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my lecturer and my fellow audience. In this pandemic crisis, there has not been in living memory more focus on healthcare, the vital role of doctor, the sacrifices made by nurses and the wonderful effort involved in this sector. Amid the coronavirus crisis, daily heroism, the scale of human loss and the awful scenes in hospital underline what is important and what is not. First of all, we need to know what is euthanasia is. Euthanasia is the termination of a very sick person life in order to relieve the person from their suffering. So the question here is it ever right for someone or doctor itself to end the life of terminally ill patient who is undergoing severe pain and suffer? So now I'm going to present based on SWOT analysis about the impact of euthanizing people or euthanizing a terminally ill patient in our country. So, based on SWOT analysis, which is consists of the strength, the weakness, the opportunity, and the threat that be involved in these cases, we can see through the strength that by using this method, we can save the amount of equipment and facilities for people who got higher chances to live. This is because the equipment and the facilities that been used during this pandemic crisis is not enough to treat all the people, all the patients that have been affected by this pandemic. And the second strength is by using this method, by using this mercy killing, we can focus more on people who have a higher tendency to survive. By using this method also, we can avoid from the doctor, from all the nurses, from overworking. As we know, the amount of staff is not enough to handle all the patient in one time. The second point of this SWOT analysis is about the weakness. The first weakness about this method is they don't give enough right for the patient to fight for their life. For example, in ABC News have stated that even a 106 years old woman still can survive from this pandemic. So by here we can see that everyone should be given the right to fight for their life, even they already old. The second point is when the people which already affected by a chronic disease and then they have been declared positive of this virus, automatically they will become panic, which resulting them from reluctant to go to the hospital. By this way, without their knowing, they already become a carrier of this pandemic to all over the people out there. And the third point of this method is already been stated in most of the region that this method is prohibited. Let me give you an example. In Islam, they can only die by accidentally or naturally, and they are already been told they are strictly prohibited from suicide. And the third point in this SWOT analysis is about the opportunity. And my first point of this opportunity is, by applying this method, we can flatten the curve of this pandemic, which means we can control the amount of affected people from this disease, and from here we can help the government to flatten the curve of the pandemic. And the second point of the opportunity of this method is we can shorten the restriction movement order or RMO and the lockdown period, which will give a chance for people out there to go to work as usual and find money for their family. And the third point of this opportunity is our government can increase the economy of the country. This is because we can see by applying this method, it will shorten the RMO or lockdown period, which lead to all the shop to be allowed to operate as usual. The fourth point of SWOT analysis of the euthanasia method is a lack of support from the government. From here we can see the hospital itself will face a difficulties as they didn't get any support in terms of money from the government. And the second point is, nowadays a lot of organizations have been built in order to against the euthanasia method. For an example, the Euthanasia Prevention Coalition. This organization is purposely being organized in order to fight against this method. And finally, to conclude, I believe that euthanization should not be conducted in our country, as we can see it's bring more negative impact than the positive. And lastly, you must bear in your mind that you only live once. So that's all from me. Thank you.